Hello, welcome to today's lesson. Today we are going to be talking about making requests. Making request. Okay, what is a request? A request is when you ask for something or you ask permission to do something. Okay, I'm going to say that again. A request is when you ask for something or when you ask permission to do something. Okay, let's look at making polite requests using the modals. Okay, the first one I have is could, could, and the second one is can. The next one I have is would and may. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. So the modals we use in making polite requests are could, can, would, and may. Okay, today we're going to be looking at making polite requests using I as the subject. So that is what we are going to be looking at today. Making polite requests with I as the subject. Okay, so let's see. There are three models. Okay, there are three models we use to express polite requests with I. There are three models we use to express polite requests with I as the subject. Okay, the three models are can, may, and could. Actually, there are four, and the fourth one is might. But we are not going to be looking at might today. We are just going to be talking about can, could, and may. So now let's look at this models with I. Okay, so the first one we are going to be looking at is can I. Can I? Okay, we use can I to express informal request. Informal request. Example is, can I borrow your pen? Can I borrow your pen? Okay, so we are often informal. Now I'm going to talk about informal requests. We are often informal with our family and our friends. We can make informal requests with our family and our friends. Okay, so the next one is could I. We use could I for formal request. We use could I for formal request. Example is, could I borrow your pen? Could I borrow your pen? Okay, we are usually formal with everyone else. Okay, everyone else. I mean, we're usually formal with everyone except our family and friends. So we're usually formal with our teachers, the doctors, and generally the people we do not know well. With the people we do not know well, we are usually formal with them. Okay, and the last one we'll talk about is may I. Okay, we use may I for more formal requests. We use may I for more formal requests. Example, may I borrow your pen? So when I say more formal, I mean that may I is even more formal than could I. Could I is formal. We use could I for formal requests, but may I is actually more formal than could I. All right. And we have another one which is might I. Might I is very, very formal, more formal than may I. But we don't often use might I. We don't often use might I. So that's why we're not going to be talking about might I today. So we're going to be looking at could I, can I, and may I. Okay, now let's look at the rule. The rule for making polite requests with I. Okay, let's look at the table. The table here says modal plus subject, which is I. You know, we're talking about the subject I today. And the verb plus the question. Okay, now let's look at the first one, which is informal. Informal. I can say, can the modal, I go the verb to the park. Can I go to the park? Can I go to the park? And the next one is, okay, the first one is informal. Informal, that is, can I go to the park? The next one is formal. Formal, which is, could I leave early today? Could I leave early today? That is formal. Could I leave early today is formal. And the last one, formal, which is, may I take this newspaper? May I take this newspaper? That is also formal. Okay, so now let's look at how to reply request. Okay, replying this request. Okay, we have positive reply and we have negative reply. The first one we'll look at is positive reply. Positive replies are, the first one here is, I have yes, I have yes, certainly, I have yes, of course, certainly, of course, and sure. And the negative reply, I have no, sorry, no, I'm sorry, sorry, I can't, I am busy. Okay, so moving on, let's look at the examples. Okay, let's try to make a request and respond to the request. The first one is, can I borrow your book? Can I borrow your book? You know, that is an informal request. Can I borrow your book? And the response goes, sure. Can I borrow your book? Sure. The next one is, could I sit here? Could I sit here? And the response, of course. Can I borrow your bike? Can I borrow your bike? The response, yes, certainly. The next one, may I have the bill, please? May I have the bill, please? The response, certainly, sir. The next one, could I have something to drink, please? Could I have something to drink, please? And the answer, and the response to that could be, yes, of course, or sure, or anything. Okay? Can I have the salt? Now the response, of course. Now let's look at more examples before we go. Could I see her homework? Could I see her homework? Yes, certainly. The next one, could I have something to drink, please? Yes, of course. May I speak with you? Sure. Okay, that is going to be the end of today's lesson. Until next time, goodbye.